To install the Zerostuntz harness from PSD to fix your cold start issue with the Finbro ECU. This is cold start up without the harness. You see it doesn't want to start. So we're going to install this harness. It's pre-wired, simple circuit, just a switch and a capacitor, a couple diodes, and that's going to take care of the cold start issue. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, take your seat off. We're going to pull this front fairing off here, and this back one will just kind of pull out of the way a little bit. But to do that, you're going to need a 5mm Allen for this bolt. There's a Phillips screw here. There's one or two under here when you get the seat off, and then there's a couple up in here by the handlebars, as well as a little push clip. We'll pull all those off, and then we'll pull the ECU out. Alright, now once you got the front fairing off, go ahead and take this 10mm bolt out here. You got one more Phillips screw down here, and I went ahead and disconnected the battery just to be safe. We'll go ahead and pull this bolt out here too, just to give us more room for the ECU. Okay, now that you got your tail fairing loose, pull it out of the way, slide your ECU off the bracket, and that's going to open up the harness here, and now we'll start splicing the wires. Alright, so the three wires we're worried about here are going to be a white wire with a blue stripe, which if you've already done this Finbro ECU install, that'll be the one that's already pulled out and just going to nothing. I'm going to include the link in the description for the Finbro ECU install. So if you haven't done that yet, do that first and then come back to this video for the harness. The other wires are yellow with the orange stripe. Obviously I've already cut them. And then pink with the green stripe. Now the pink with the green stripe doesn't actually get cut. You're going to use this T-tap connector that's provided and just kind of splice into that wire. These other two, they're cut from the ECU plug itself. So these are the wires that your harness is going to hook to. Alright, next step, you're going to strip these wires, and then you're going to take your harness you get from Perfect Stranger Designs. These two butt connectors, they may be a different color on your harness. Those are going to go to the two wires that you just stripped. It doesn't matter which one gets hooked to which. The other one is the pigtail that goes to the T-tap, to the pink and green wire. It'll just slide onto the end of that connector. Just plug it up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and crimp these on. Okay, now that you've got your wires installed from your harness, and on this T-tap, make sure you get the blade inside the connector or it won't work. You know, sometimes it can go up or underneath it and it's not making a connection. So make sure it's in the center. Make sure you got this T-tap good connected to that pink and green wire. And then we'll just kind of run the harness up to the front here, pointed up by the forks, and you can zip tie it to that harness in there. And then we'll go ahead and bolt the tail back up. And what I did for the switch, I took my front fairing just underneath the mounting hole here. That's where I'm going to put my switch. So just drill a hole for that switch and push it through. It'll pop in place. But we're going to bolt everything back up, plug the harness up. Okay, so I've got the tail fairing bolted back up. This is my harness coming out. I've got it zip tied here. This is normally where you would have your charcoal canister and that sort of thing, but you can get rid of all that when you put the Finbro on. And this is my subframe brace that I made way too long, so I didn't realize it was already through the tube. Anyway, your two other harness wires are up here. That's the ones you're going to connect to the switch. Now if you connect this to your switch and you've got it flipped down and it's off, or flipped up and it's off, if you want to swap that around, it's as easy as swapping these two wires on the plugs of the switch. We're going to use the 2 silver terminals. That gold one won't be used. And then your ground wire, I just kind of fished underneath this battery tray, ran up, and then hooked to your ground right there. So we'll go ahead and put the frames back on, see how it works. Alright, so everything's installed. Start it up, see how it goes. We're going to turn it off to start it. Show you a cold start. It is a little warmer today, so this isn't going to be as drastic, but you'll get the point. This is with it off. See, I have no throttle. So we'll flip the switch on, get the check engine light. Switch off. Switch on. So you can definitely tell the difference there. Anyways, I definitely recommend ordering that from Perfect Strangers, and it's well worth the money. And it's on a cold day, it's a lot bigger difference, but like I said, it's about 52 degrees here and raining, so it's not that big of a difference, but you can definitely tell I had no throttle response with that switch off. Now, basically you just turn it on for a little while, let the bike warm up, but as soon as that switch is on, you can hop on and ride it. And then just let it warm up a little bit and then turn it off. Like I said, Perfect Stranger Designs. It's the only place you can get this harness. Thanks for watching.